Hello and welcome to this week's Talk of the Crown. And yes, it is not Saturday, it is Friday. I had to reschedule this weekly Talk of the Crown episode because my favourite show of the year, Eurovision, is happening tomorrow night. And I just cannot miss Eurovision. That is like another version of Trooping the Colour for me. It is a set piece event, so I cannot miss Eurovision. It is so fantastic. In fact, I may even do a little bit of live streaming from my other channel with me watching and commenting on Eurovision. It's so naff, it's good. But anyway, hello and welcome. Some of you may be surprised to find me here on Friday, so I'm hoping that notifications are going out. Of course, I did literally set this chat up a couple of days ago so that you could get a little bit of an advanced warning. And I did also mention it in some live chats. So I hope that you can join me live. And I also may be picking up a few people who can't normally make Saturdays live. So hello and welcome to you. My goodness, what a voluptuous week it has been. In a moment, I'm going to go to the comment section. But I mean, already just looking at my list, some of the things that have happened. We've had Archie's birth certificate today. We had the Mother's Day photo on Sunday. Charles, Anne and Camilla have launched the first Buckingham Palace garden party. Catherine's been at Bletchley Park. Sophie Wessex has got a new patronage. I mean, it's all just happening. So I hope you've all had a really good week. Let's go to the chat room where I can see people have been speaking before I've even got here. So I'm going to zoom all the way down. Hello to everyone who has made it today. I have no idea how many are watching because my little counter on the screen never gives me the right count once I'm live. Yes, hello to everyone. Scott Goff says the men's clothes in Victoria are definitely my taste. Well, you might like this then. I mean, this is definitely a little bit Victoria, I would say, with the sleeves. Do you like? I'm also wearing the fabulous tiara, the aquamarine tiara. It is gorgeous. The Queen's aquamarine tiara. It's just fabulous. Thank you so much, Cat Lover, who bought me this. I mean, it's amazing. Thank you so much. I'm hoping you can see it over the hair, but I did try my hair flat, and to be quite honest, I hate my hair flat. I really do hate my hair flat. It probably looks fine to everyone else, but it's a personal thing. I hate the way I look with flat hair. I really do. So I couldn't do flat hair. Even to show off the tiara better, I can't do flat hair. It's not me. If ever I lose my hair, I am going to have to get one of those wig things that glues on. I really am. I'm going to have to get a full poly. Definitely. Colleen says, I have been binge watching Victoria. Well, I hope that you saw my review. I did a full episode review of Victoria. Of course, it finished for us in the UK on Sunday. So I've got no Victoria to watch this Sunday. And I'm going to have an epic come down, although the DVD is out in the UK. So I am thinking about buying that. There is some extra bonus features on there. So I may watch it all over again. Who knows? Just going up slightly to some of the comments. No, I'm going to zoom all the way back down. Christine says, we are about to get a thunderstorm. Hope I don't lose power. I hope you survive your thunderstorm, literally. And thank you for the outfit comments. Cat Lover says, love the tiara. Isn't it fabulous? If I go to the side more, you can probably see a little better. But it's amazing. What I need now is some aquamarine jewelry to go with it. So the Diana ring, the aquamarine ring that Meghan now has, which I'm going to send out tomorrow. It finally got here, so I'm sending it out tomorrow to the Patreon winner. But I did try it on, and it fits me, and it looks amazing with this. So I think I need to get that as well because it's fabulous. And just anything aquamarine to go with this, I need to source and find. So if anyone knows of anything, let me know. Especially if it's an aquamarine royal replica. I need it in my life. Apparently 235 are watching now. People commenting on the tiara. It's amazing. It really is. Auntie D says, finally, the birth certificate. Can't deny Master Archie's birth now. No, they cannot. And we will be talking about all of that very soon. Scott Goff says, I have the jacket in black and grey. You have it already. It's from Rorocks, I think it was. Yes, it's fabulous, isn't it? Yes. Who'd have thought that kind of gothic clothes just suit my channel? Who knew? Maybe I am slightly a bit gothic anyway. Beach Day has donated $2. Thank you so much. I always catch these eventually, so thank you so much for your donation and for anyone's donation. Just thank you so much. Know that it means a lot that you are supporting the channel. Marie D says you have something about that hair. It's hidden the tiara. I know, but I hate flat hair. I tried it. I prefer my something about Mary moment going on. Who'd have thought something about Mary combined with the Queen's aquamarine tiara? Yeah. But no, I just hate myself with flat hair. I really do. Karen House, I need a Queen Elizabeth perm. Yes, I do. Because, as we all know, Queen Elizabeth is a goddess amongst all women. And hair. I want to see more young people rocking a white, fluffy Queen Elizabeth bouffant. What's happened to my screen? Am I still here? I'm going to say it again just in case you missed it because my screen froze. I want all young girls to cut their hair short, dye it white, and have cotton candy bouffant perms. Wouldn't that be fabulous? Yes, it would. Jerry Higgins says, of course she is. Meghan is Princess Henry of Wales, but that sounds dumb, so she suggests. Well, I kind of changed the title of this video. It was going to be Archie Harrison updates, but I saw, just as I came live, this article flash up, like a news flash, and it said, is Meghan actually a princess? And I thought, oh my goodness, are we really going there? And so I just thought, if that's going to be the thing that people are picking up on, then perhaps we'll address it in the title of this video. So if people are wondering, yes, she is indeed a princess. She's always been a princess of the United Kingdom from the moment she married Harry. It's only because Harry was gifted a title from the Queen, i.e. the Duke of Sussex, the Dukedom of Sussex, that she's known as the Duchess of Sussex. Otherwise, she would actually be known as Her Royal Highness the Princess Henry, very much in the same way as the Princess Michael of Kent is known as Princess Michael. Of course, her name's not Michael. That's her husband's name, but he doesn't have a title. So therefore, she's known as the Princess Michael. And it would have been exactly the same for Meghan if Harry hadn't been given a dukedom. I've gone through this many times here on the chat, so my regular viewers will already know this. But of course, they are known by title alone. So the Duchess of Sussex kind of trumps Princess Henry of Wales. So there we go. She's known as the Duchess of Sussex, but she will always be a princess of the United Kingdom, just not a princess in her own right. So she can't be Princess Meghan. I hope I've explained that. Did I explain that kind of easily? If not, I'll go through it again, but let me know. Sheila says, hopefully the press and royal insiders can let the Duchess enjoy being a first-time mum, but that is hope. Oh, already people have been saying in comments that the birth certificate is fake. Oh my God, there was me thinking, oh, it would solve everything. But no. People are still doubtful. Someone said, well, what about the signature? I said, well, it's there on there. The deputy registrar signed it. People are on about Harry's signature. It's a printed signature, which it has just the same weight nowadays in legality as a handwritten signature. So it doesn't make any difference. In fact, you cannot fake a UK birth certificate because it has a registration number. The marriages, births and deaths place that you go to file this has that number. It is a legal document. It is not a fake document. It cannot be faked in any way, shape or form. Baby Archie Harrison is a real baby. He's not a rubber baby, as some fortune tellers and whatever lizard ladies are saying. So, oh, and it wasn't a fake baby bump. There was no surrogacy. The birth, of course, was witnessed again by hospital staff and everything going on. So this baby is real. It is not a baby doll. There was no fake baby bump. It's a legal document, and there you go. So, I mean, as if people needed to wait for that anyway. But anyway, but oh yes, but Harry only registered the birth today. So, you know, it's taken him a little while, I think, to do it. But also it proves that baby was born on the 6th as well, because some people were saying, because of what Harry said about his comment about 2 weeks, about how he's been told that babies change in 2 weeks. Some people, negative people, took that to mean that he was already born 2 weeks ago. Well, we now know that is categorically not true. Not that we needed to doubt that anyway. But yeah, so all those rumours, to me at least, are just completely, well, they were rubbish anyway, but now they are completely quashed. So let's hope it does die things down. But people are still commenting. Maggie Finn says, your hair has got the volume. It has indeed. Catlum says, I will work on the aquamarine jewelry. Oh no, I wasn't hinting that you should buy me anything else. No. What you bought is enough. I mean, my goodness, it's amazing. But yes, I do feel like I need an aquamarine suite. I do. Even a necklace would be fabulous. I could put it over here like a chain. I'd be like a rapper. I'd be very hood. I'd be very street. I need some more aquamarine things going on. Scott Goff says Eurovision Iceland to win. To be honest, I don't watch the heats. I love Eurovision so much, and they never used to have heats. Way back, they never used to have heats, and now they do. But I think it spoils it, because if you watch the heats from Monday until Friday and then the live finals on Saturday, you've already seen the songs. So it ruins it. So I like to be surprised on the Saturday, on the final, with all the songs and all the glory. So I never watch the heat. So I don't even know what Iceland's entry is. I block. I don't want any spoilers. So I block. And Madonna is performing, I do believe, on the final. So I cannot possibly miss that. No way. Elderly Poodle says, oh, aquamarine brooch. Need to dream one up your end. Oh, I need them all. The ring, the brooch, the necklace, the whole lot. I'd even do something to put earrings on if I could. Maybe like a bit of string around the lobe. I'd do something. I really would. Live, Love and Laugh says, wonder when if Victoria's Season 3 comes out on Amazon Prime. Oh, well, it's out now in the UK, in the shops. So I imagine it would be out on Amazon. I think, probably. Mrs. BSN says, the tiara is beautiful. It is indeed. Jennifer Reed says, Duchess Meghan and Prince Harry have the last laugh. They did. Oh, honey, they fooled you. Oh, honey, they fooled you. Yes, the press, they fool you, honey. They did. Nobody even knew that they'd gone. In fact, the press kind of made out that they did, but they didn't, because they did not know that she'd gone to hospital, to the Portland hospital. Oh, yes, the birth certificate, how can I forget? It proved that she went to the Portland hospital and didn't have a home birth. So let's cast our mind back and try and kind of decode this slightly. So we had all the little hiccup around the announcement that Meghan had gone into labour. The palace sent out an email, it got delayed, and then we kind of got that sort of weird situation where we found out she'd gone into labour and then an hour later that she'd given birth. But anyway, the press did not know that she'd actually left Frogmore to go. That they did manage that entirely in secret. It was only later that they said, oh no, it's not been a home birth, as was reported. Now, I would like to say that it was only reported. I mean, way back, again, cast your mind back, I said Lindo Wing was my favourite, followed by the Portland, and that I didn't favour a home birth. Then when the cottage was actually ready and they moved in, and there was so much talk about home birth, I kind of thought, well, it makes sense that maybe they would go for a home birth. So then I thought home birth is probably the most likely. So I said home birth is the most likely. But I always said originally that I thought the Lindo Wing or the Portland. When the Lindo Wing was sort of not on the cards because they hadn't put out the parking restrictions, I did say my first choice in that instance was the Portland, which it turned out to be. So we don't actually know the truth behind whether she did actually plan a home birth. It was widely reported, but we don't actually know for sure. But anyway, they left Frogmore undetected, and then the press finally said that she'd had a Portland birth. Was it a few days later? So they did not know. So, oh honey, they fool you. Apparently 323 are watching. Hello, yes, I am on Friday. I had to cancel Saturdays. Tim says, driving me nuts seeing Meghan Markle on social. Oh, why do they still put the Markle? We've had the Markle sparkle. We're now all about the Duchess of Sussex. The Sussex sparkle. The Markle sparkle's gone. It's now all about the Sussex sparkle. Arnold says the media said we wouldn't see the birth certificate. Well, they were wrong. I said, why do you listen to them still? I said in my live chats that it is a matter of public record. In the UK, birth certificates, all of them, it doesn't matter who you are, celebrity, royal, commoner, every birth certificate in the UK is publicly accessible, albeit you have to pay about £11 or £12 to get access. But they are available. It's a matter of public record. There's nothing to hide with a birth, a marriage, or a death certificate. So in the UK, it's all public. And you can access it if you send off a letter to get anyone's for about £11 or £12. So I knew that after about 6 months, the press would do that, whether or not Harry and Meghan wanted it to be seen, because they just would, because they'd want to know all the details. So I think Harry and Meghan kind of preempted that and just released it. Of course, there's nothing to hide. I mean, in terms of keeping it all private, it's all kind of up in the air. I mean, does it really matter whether we know whether she had a home birth or whether it was in hospital? All that matters at the moment is the baby's here, baby's healthy, mother and father are happy and healthy. That's the only thing that matters. So, you know, was there any major details in there that was like something that really should be kept private? Not really. It's just normal UK stuff. Scott Goff says, need to give you a goth makeover. Oh my goodness, maybe I should one day. Maybe was my when I did the Georgian for Halloween, was that verging on goth? I would say that was verging on goth. Maybe. Leslie says, hello, I love the military look and the tiara combo. Isn't it fabulous? This is what I would wear if I actually was a royal. And yes, if I'd married Prince Harry, I would be wearing tiaras. I would indeed. I'd have a coronet made. Not that I've thought about this, you understand. No, I'd have had a little gold one made. Yeah, gold or silver. Just a little kind of a point, so it goes above my hair and goes round. Think Ariel from The Little Mermaid when she got married. Think that little tiara that she had, and it kind of goes all the way around like a circlet. I would have had one of those made to wear at tiara occasions, or even not tiara occasions. I'd have worn one just anyway. Yes, I would be that royal that just turns up anywhere in a tiara. Little Annie says, the morons are now saying it's a fake certificate. Well, let them. Let them. They're just morons. Massa Zekin says, hi, Elliot. I'm late, but I still need to say something. Oh, here we go. Happy for the lawsuit. Victory. Oh, yes, and Archie Harrison's birth certificate. I believe it will put a stop to the haters' naivety. Yes, and also, of course, we had the privacy case. Now, I didn't know this privacy case was going on. Some people in the comments of that video said that they'd heard rumours about it from the press 2 weeks ago. I hadn't heard anything. So for me, it did come as a complete shock that had happened. So I spoke at length about this whole saga with the intrusive photographs, and it did turn out there were two sets of photographs. The latter that were taken were the intrusive ones. The first set were ones of public record that were taken of the Oxfordshire Cotswold home after it had been renovated. So not when Harry and Meghan had lived there. It was a matter of planning. So sometimes in UK planning, they take photographs to prove that work has been done. So these pictures were taken after the work had finished, so probably about 6 years ago, so way before Harry and Meghan moved in, and they were accessible. And I can't remember who it was. It may have been Emily Andrews. I'm not entirely sure, don't quote me, but I think she released those first. She managed to obtain them. They were everywhere, so I did a video on those photographs. To me, then, that was done. We'd seen where they were living. It was completely done, and those photographs were everywhere. But those were the ones that were public record. Then what seemed to happen is a news agency, I won't say who, that's all been dragged through, but they hired a helicopter to purposefully fly over and take pictures. And some of those pictures did actually capture little glimpses into their bedroom and their living room and their dining room. And that was, of course, a major red line. And at the time, I thought to myself, no, I am not going to put those out. That's just not on. Not only were they paparazzi photographs, of course, copyright and that kind of thing, but also morally, it's not good to be looking into someone's bedroom. I mean, obviously, that's not right. However, lots and lots of media publications all over the world bought them and publicized them. So, of course, Harry and Meghan, that being a red line, it turns out, and we now know, did actually sue for damages, and more importantly, to get an apology, and hopefully that this won't happen again. So he won. He won the case. You know, he argued that it totally broke his privacy and that he couldn't even live there anymore. Now, cast your mind back again, because this is how it all makes sense. I did speak about this previously, but I'll do it again just in case you missed it. So cast your mind back to when they did actually move out of the Oxfordshire Cotswolds home. All of the press were saying that it was because they couldn't afford to renovate Frogmore and keep on the Oxfordshire home. So they were saying it was money. Then they were saying that Frogmore was ready. And I think I was the only person in the entire royal sphere that was telling you, no, it's not ready. They have not moved into Frogmore because it's not ready. Turns out that the media was telling you that they were moved into Frogmore and they couldn't afford it, because I think they were trying to cover their backs because of the fact that they'd had to move out because of the invasion of privacy. And so many people were party and contributed to the buying of these photographs and publishing them. So it was all, I think, a big cover-up. Talk about conspiracy theories. Well, you know, hey, there's one that could actually be true, because nobody said, oh, well, no, Frogmore's not ready. I said, no, Frogmore's not ready. Believe me, trust me. Hopefully some people did, but it turned out Frogmore wasn't ready at that time. So they had literally just moved back into Nottingham Cottage at Kensington Palace full time until Frogmore was ready. So turns out Frogmore did manage to get ready just in time for the baby. So they moved in. So all was well in the end. But the real reason they moved out of the Oxfordshire home was because of the invasion of privacy. And I do believe that there was a little bit of immediate cover-up, trying to say they couldn't afford it and all the rest of it. It was all just a big ruse. And I also think that's partly why they wanted to keep details around the birth so private, because why would they let people in when they've hounded them and been horrible? It just doesn't make sense. So that's my take on it anyway. Okay. I'm just going to skip through a few. Hang on. Sheila says, Prince Harry has really grown up and already can't imagine life without Prince Archie. I'm sure he can't. Elder Poodle says, men should wear these jackets at all times. I think they should. Sorry if I'm skipping a few. Meghan's always been a princess of the United Kingdom, James. It's just that it's obviously, you know, people have seen physical evidence on the birth certificate, but I've always said that she is Princess Henry. Linz B says, I saw the Queen at the Royal Windsor Horse Show. I went to Queen Victoria's 200th year celebratory pageant too. Harry was there, so was Duke of Edinburgh. We all sang God Save the Queen. Wow, that must have been an amazing moment. And it's actually Queen Victoria's birthday next Saturday. So I'm going to do a bit of a special Victoria type chat, I think, next week. Colleen says that season 3 of Victoria is on Prime. Okay, there you go. Alicia says, I think the next Victoria season will be out next year. We always get a one-off Christmas special here in the UK. Well, have we had confirmation on that? I would expect one, and they're always really, really good, which eventually leads to the next season. Well, I think we are going to see the next season, but I don't know when. Let's just take some water. Why did the birth certificate come out so soon? I think because they knew it was going to come out anyway, and they did with George, Charlotte, and Louis as well. Let's just put that down. Let's have a look. Leslie says, in Texas, we have tons of bouffant hair. The higher the hair, the closer to God. Definitely. Auntie D's has donated $2. Thank you so much to Auntie D's. You get, of course, a massive fan flap. So thank you so much for your kind donation. Lady Buckingham says, Princess, Duchess, clear as mud. I know these things are complicated. Sharon says, well done on handling the hater earlier. Cool, calm, and I didn't see a thing. Was there a hater? I didn't see a thing, to be quite honest. Dr. Nog Payne says, I thought I'd get white hair like my great-grand, but it won't even go grey. Thought it would be grey with a blue rinse. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I can't wait to get a blue rinse. Colleen says, yes, an e-signature is the same as signed. It is indeed. It has the same legal weight. Although I would like to say, as a personal preference, I do prefer the handwritten ones. I do prefer a handwritten birth certificate. Yes, it's clearer to read. And there was a bit of a hoo-ha about Princess Charlotte's birth certificate being hard to read. But I do prefer the calligraphy and natural handwriting, to be quite honest. I mean, Meghan would have been actually really, really good to write that with her beautiful hand that she's got. But it was Harry that did it, and obviously he opted for the printed version. Arnold Sanders says, it says at the bottom of the certificate that it can't be faked. Yeah, it cannot be faked. It is not fake. Kelly Ann Marie says, always explain nicely. Told you the haters keep on hating. Thank God for all the lovely people here. Yes, we have a beautiful community, don't we? Christina says, you should probably post frequently asked questions linked through your accounts. Oh, I should. That's a good idea. Thank you for that. Matilda says, is Frogmella registered? I'm going to make one. I'm going to make a birth certificate. And it will be funny. I will make one. Sharon Hill Walk says, there is such a thing as electronic signatures. That is type name, not script. Yes. Johnny says, looking good. Try to find the aquamarine colouring. Try Amazon. So happy for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for all of the outcome of things. Yes, they do have aquamarine things on Amazon, actually. Alicia says, we get 2 copies of a birth certificate in the UK with a serial number. 1 copy, which is the original copy, has a signature on it. Oh, yes, of course. I was trying to think back to mine, but mine was a while ago now. Yes, the rubber doll nonsense should not even be entertained. I didn't, but some people did. CH says, it's the same as Kate, who is a Duchess and Princess of the United Kingdom. Yes, it was the same on George, Louis and Charlotte's certificates too. Catherine isn't a princess in her own right, and neither is Meghan. Yes, I thought people would kind of get that, but hey, it seems to be a big fuss still, so there we go. Yvonne says, it doesn't matter how many times you explain it, some nitwit will have something to say they can't get rid of them. Stephanie says, if you let the area grow longer, you can do a push-up look and your tiara can be seen better. Your hair would look so fab if you let that lick of hair in front grow longer. Oh, maybe I could. Do you mean like let it go? Maybe. Mrs. BSN says, Harry has been travelling, so I'm glad they didn't do it right away. No one needed it, but media must have camped out at the registrar's office to be out there so fast. It may have even been relayed to the press. I'm not entirely sure. Yes, you have 42 days in the UK to register the birth. Thank you to H London. Yes, I should move into Buckingham Palace. I want an apartment there too. Dion's laughing at the hood. Magna says, you look great today. Thank you so much. Could the Queen make Meghan a princess after a few years? Technically, yes. But in all likelihood, probably not. because it hasn't happened to Catherine. Of course, Catherine will be queen consort anyway one day. But there are so many other members of the royal family, like Sophie Wessex, for example, who it hasn't happened for. So I'm probably thinking not, but it's possible. It's not impossible. Or even Charles could, potentially. Mrs. VSN says, oh, stop wearing a necklace doesn't make one hood or ghetto. It does if it's a big flashy aquamarine one with diamonds. N. Sharan says, why was the birth certificate released so early? Oh, I think I've just read that one, didn't I? Or read one similar. Robert, you can acquire this from Amazon. Just search Royal Standard. James Med 4 says, I got a Madonna ticket for LA. Oh, you didn't. Wow. Of the last row of the balcony, the cheapest must stay on the budget. Wow. Oh my goodness. Have a good time. That's amazing. Okay. Sorry if I'm skipping some. I'm skipping. Dawn says, I love it that Harry and Meghan fooled the press and she got to the Portland without anyone knowing. She may have always planned to go to the Portland for all we know. Yes, there are so many people who've created ridiculous stories. Barbie says, you've earned the right to royally gloat that you were not part of all that Black fan news. I have, haven't I? I'm going to take you up on that one. Let's gloat away. Live, Love and Laugh says, the press speculated she was having a home birth and it stuck. No one bothered to check the Portland, or were they afraid to get sued for privacy infringement? Well, it already happened, didn't it? Stephanie says, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been doing it for Jesus. They have indeed. PJR says, any news on a nanny? And how would I feel? Oh, honey, I'm not doing no nappers. No. Oh, no way. They smell. We'll get the nanny to do that. I don't mean Doria. No, I think at the moment, Doria is still helping. As far as I'm aware, she's still there. I think Doria's helping out. And of course, I think this week is the week that friends are visiting. The Mulroneys are suspected to be on their way. So I think this week, next week, are going to be still lots of visitors coming in. They've had their sort of couple of weeks of calm, and now it's time for the visitors to come in. So Doria, I think, is still there. So I think she's still helping out. But I think the time to really get a nanny would be when Meghan goes back to work full time, which we suspect will be round about September, October. So I think she'll probably get something in place that she's happy with prior to that. So maybe just round about the start of the summer, midsummer, they may get a nanny, a proper nanny, just so they can get used to nanny before Meghan obviously goes back to work properly. So I suspect round about that time. But no, I am not doing nappies. Mary Brunn says, tarot. Oh, no. Must I? Tarot readers said that it is adopted and that Diana is unhappy with marriage. Speechless. Seriously. I need a holiday just from all these fake news stories. Just skipping through a few. HM the King says, whatever will be indeed. Apparently 463 are watching right now. The future is ours to see, says Lady Buckingham. Que sera, sera. I can see it's coming up. Yes, PJR said que sera, sera. Oh, yes, rest in peace, Doris Day, of course. Oh, yes. Yes, my condolences, of course, to the family of Doris Day. D Love says, just logging on. Is this a channel talking badly about Meghan and Harry? No, no, we most definitely are not. This is not a hate channel. My goodness. How dare you? No. First of all, welcome to the channel. You've actually found an oasis of niceness and tranquility and calm towards Harry and Meghan. Congratulate yourself and stay and subscribe. My goodness. Carol says maybe all the card readers need to get some new cards. Oh, I think they need to chuck them in the bin. My goodness. Yes, don't answer trolls. Sorry if I'm skipping a few. Will the Queen open Parliament anymore? Yes, as far as I'm aware, the next time it is, and I'm not entirely sure when it is, because there's lots going on with UK Parliament about general elections and all the rest of it that I do not know when it's going to be next. So, in fact, anything that is planned literally could change at a moment's notice. So, yes, she can technically. The last one I do believe was the low-key one, wasn't it, where she wasn't wearing the full regalia, I think, unless there was one after that, but I think it was the low-key one. But yes, she was accompanied by Charles, and I think it will be very much the same way again the next time we do get one. Rose says media were trying to make an issue of the visits by Prince Charles and William and Catherine as they waited a week to visit. Family members often don't visit immediately, don't understand the fuss. Oh yes, the media wanted them to be there right away, didn't they? Literally, they're at the windows going, let us in, we want to see the baby. No, I actually think what they did was very kind and respectful and thoughtful. I think William and Catherine not going straight away literally just showed that they were actually looking after them. They didn't want to put all these extra visits and stuff on them when they wanted to just be together as a family unit. So there was never any issue with all of that. I think it was just them being kind to them and giving them the space which obviously they wanted and needed as a new family unit together. But now is the time for visiting, and that's what they will have. Judith says there is a saying, the more you look, the less you see. I like it. Yes, thank you for all the moderating with trolls. Apparently we've had some. I haven't seen them, but thank you so much. Samantha says, can you imagine someone flying over your home and taking pics of the inside of your bedroom? No, I mean, I would have to do something definitely about that. Apparently 500 are watching now. My goodness. Magna says, do you have any compulsory military service in the UK, or is it all voluntary? No, we don't. And yes, people can sign up, for example, to the Territorial Army if you're younger. And of course, you can voluntarily sign up to the military if you want to. But we do not have subscription here anymore and haven't done for a very long time. Let's have a look. Sorry if I'm skipping. Oh, I don't know if Amal Clooney had twins at the Portland. I'm not sure. To be honest, I didn't really follow the Clooneys, so I don't know whether she's given birth at the Portland. But lots of other royals have too. So it's not a first. I agree. Shouldn't be looking into any room. Peeping Toms. Yes, they're little peepers. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine one of the press turning up, peeking into your home? Where's my light? Oh, there it is. Doing that and going, let me see what they have for breakfast. No, it was wrong. It was totally wrong. Mrs. BXN says the royal reporters were very, very quiet yesterday. They better tread very carefully. I wonder why. I wonder why indeed. Sorry again if I'm skipping a few. People, you need to say, what's a hen weigh? No. Little Annie says, George, Charlotte and Louis are only princes and princesses because the Queen granted the titles. Yes, she issued new letters patent and changed the George V letters patent to make them princes and princesses and HRHs. Yes, Archie is in the line of succession. That cannot be changed or exempt. Annette says, if I remember correctly, during the same time there was the I'm not saying that word, sorry, but in case YouTube flags it. A threat against Harry, in addition to the nasty troll threats against Meghan. No wonder they didn't feel safe at the Cotswolds. Yes, it was all going on, and it was just way too much. And the pictures, most definitely, certainly were a red line. Thank you to Idalina. Mary says, well, not George. He didn't need a title bestowed. Oh, he did. He did. Because the provision didn't give him one. So he did need the Queen to issue letters patent to change it. Little Annie says, yeah, oh, yes, the Spencers are descended from the Scottish royal line, but the illegitimate line. Yes, they are. So there is a link back, a direct link back to royalty. Miriam says Meghan is registered as a princess, Princess Henry on the birth certificate. Yes, she is, but no, but she's not Princess Meghan. She's Princess Henry, which doesn't sound particularly wonderful. So we'll go with the Duchess of Sussex. Oh, thank you. H. London says, I'm going to search for a cool aquamarine jacket. Now that would be the full regalia, wouldn't it? My goodness. James Medford says, William and Harry's inheritance from their mother since 1997 has been increasing over the last 2 decades. Of course it has. It was put in trust. The princes most likely haven't touched it till they married. They did obtain it at, was it 30? Was it 30 when they got it, or 25? I forgot the exact age, but they did get it. And yes, they are independently wealthy in their own right because of their mother's legacy. Yes, PJR, ever feel like you are standing on a curb watching rush hour traffic go by? Yes. Just Me says, remember Charles has for a long time talked about streamlining the royal family costs, so titles might play into that. He has reportedly, but I do think that with all the work that needs doing, I think Beatrice and Eugenie will eventually be grafted in to do some work because I think that will be needed. And I think the same in years to come when George is king, or even when William's king, perhaps a role for Archie could be given. I mean, let's not forget, title or no title, Archie is still in line to become a duke, the Duke of Sussex and the Earl of Dumbarton and so on. So he's going to get titles. It's just, it won't be yet that we are aware of. So, you know, he will be titled when he's older. I think the royal family released the certificate because I think it's only available to purchase after about 6 months, I think. So I think it was released. Although don't quote me on that, but I just reading into it because I read somewhere it said it takes 6 months, and then people can purchase it, obtain a copy. I'm thinking it was actually released. That's the only explanation I can think of. Apparently 540 are watching. Oh, someone's having popcorn today. Is that you, Jamie? Inga Davis Crawford has donated $2. Thank you so much to you, Inga. You of course get a fabulous fan flap from me. So thank you so much. Alicia thinks I should become part of the royal household. There are lots of jobs available. Oh, I know, but they're all in London. If I could do it remotely from here, I would do all their social medias, definitely. PJR, goodbye and enjoy your dinner. PM Smile says, I do not think fake baby, etc. But you must agree it was not the norm for attending doctors not to be named and not shared when the announcement easel. It's not typical. And they must have had their own reasons for doing that. I think they did want privacy. Perhaps they didn't want people hounded. I know, obviously, other doctors were named with George and Charlotte and Louis, and they didn't really seem to get hounded In fact, I didn't hear any stories about them being hounded, but I think there is a lot more aggression when it comes to Harry and Meghan with the press. So perhaps they were fearing that these people may actually be hounded. Or they just wanted to literally to keep the team that was used around Meghan a secret and private. Not secret, private, I think is more the word. Elderly Pill says, your hair is signature. Let it stand and deliver. I hate flat hair. I really do. Robin says, some people chose not to read but insist on being knowledgeable. Move on and let them be. You can't get blood from a turnip. No turnips. I don't know where Doria is, but I think she's probably still here, is more than likely. Yes, you only need one parent to register a birth. Oh, Lynn's B is going to Trooping the Colour. Wow, that will be an amazing experience. Take lots of videos and photos and share in the Royal Reviewer Facebook community. Hey, Ken the King says, did you see the Queen wear 3 outfits in one day? How does she do it? Well, I think she stands there like this, and they take sleeves off and they stick new sleeves on and jackets and tiaras and jewels, and they go, and then she's done. No, I just think she's got lots of stamina. 93 to 93. Everyone knows that Queen Elizabeth is a goddess. Age is just a number. She's got a whole life ahead of her. Rose says there's a program on Meghan. Oh, I've heard, yes. Is it the Gayle King one? Someone said that there is a program, Gayle King's done something on Meghan. Betsy thinks it was a cesarean and induced labour. Again, those details I think are going to remain private now. I don't think we are going to know those. Flossom Log Payne says, I really pleased the other royals aren't subjected to this level of intrusion. Monstrous behaviour, it is indeed. Just Me says, back in the days, people were mean towards Catherine. They were. I mean, some people who weren't following the royals then don't remember that people were a little bit, mean towards Catherine. Although I think we have seen it go up a little bit of a notch when it comes to Meghan this time. Scott Duff says, I'd love Doria to move to the UK as I worry about her safety in America. Well, I think she's safe in America, but I would like to see her move here to the UK, just because I think we'd really benefit from having a Doria. I think people really like seeing Doria, and it would be nice to have her around with Harry and Meghan and her grandson. So it would be nice, but she does have her life in America. She has her home. She has her yoga that she does. So, she does have a life. She has a life over in America. But who knows in the future? Mrs. BSN says the Mulroneys are sick per Instagram post, so they will not be going near the baby. Oh, no, I didn't know that they were poorly. Yes, I'm definitely going to go to Windsor. At some point in the summer, I will go. Auntie D says, if you changed Archie's nappies, you'll be doing it for Jesus. Oh my God. No way, it smells. No. Rose says, how many nannies do William and Catherine... Well, was it? Oh, it was one. Did I hear that they'd got another one? They may have 2 now. They may have 2. I think I heard rumours that they were getting another one. Apparently 560 something are watching now. My goodness, hello to all of you. Matthew says, do you know of the interview that Gayle King did with some of Meghan's friends? I've heard of it, but obviously not seen it because apparently it's airing tonight in the USA. Lynn's B says, while there's so many messages being deleted, do we have some haters? Some comments are removed if they're things that I've already answered. So don't take offense. It's nothing personal. But if I've already gone over something, it just saves me from accidentally reading the same comment over and over again. And of course, if anybody's being disruptive, they get removed too. Coco says they need to get a nanny. Doria should be Archie's grandma. Yes, I agree. I mean, I think at the moment she's doing what, for example, Carol Middleton did. when Catherine and William went to stay with them post-baby. It's just help out. So Doria's not being the nanny. She's not sat there being the nanny. She is being a grandmother. But she's just helping out. She's helping out. Doing what you probably want to do. Idalina says, yeah, I love your channel. Why would people think this is a hate channel? I have no idea. Cookies and Cream says, I'm glad Prince Harry sued. I hope that he also goes after the British media, lying royal reporters and other people. I agree entirely. Anne Lewis says, the media would not have been acquired at the Portland Hospital after the fiasco with an Australian TV station. Oh, I remember that one. At the Lindo Wing. Yes. And someone unfortunately lost their life because of pranks. It was terrible. PM Smile says, just a tidbit, to pronounce Mulroney this way. Oh, Mulrooney. Is it Mulrooney? I thought it was Mulroney. So, is it Mulrooney? As in, ooh, Mulrooney. Stephanie A. Dory says, we all love the royals and each other here. We do indeed. Seven Lily says, yes, your channel is an oasis of positivity, fun and common sense. Welcome. Betsy says, Harry could have been there for a cesarean. Well, I don't think men are banned just because someone's having a cesarean. Elder Poodle says, this is the only positive live chat in the whole wide world. I think it might just well be. D Love says, what channel will the show be on tonight? Someone in the USA will have to answer that one for you. I would love to see Windsor. Maybe we should have a meet-up in Windsor. Heidi, controversially, says they get paid to be in the public. If they don't want to do it, give up the titles. Well, there is a line. I mean, okay. Even royals need some degree of privacy. You cannot literally have people at the windows all the time peeking, going, oh, hi there, Meghan, by the way. Let's just get a snap of you bathing, baby. No, I mean, there is some degree of privacy that you need. And I think the red line was pictures inside your windows. And let that be a lesson to anyone planning on flying a drone over the no drone area of Frogmore or any helicopter or anything like that. Coincidentally, I do think that we may see a Google Earth update at some point. So I don't think the no-fly zone, does it include Google Earth? I don't know, because there are pictures of from Google Earth already of Frogmore and Windsor. So I think we might get the next update. So we'll be able to see, but of course it's so far up that you can't see any detail. So I do think we'll get a Google Earth update, but you won't be able to see anything, just sort of the shape of the roof, and if they've had any orangeries like we think they have, you might see the shape of those, but you certainly can't see any detail. Oh, little Annie says, what I meant to say was if Meghan had a cesarean, she would not have appeared in public so quickly. Probably true, although then again, Diana did have one, I think, with Harry, was it? And she did come out straight away, although she did admit to being in a lot of pain and tearing up afterwards. All Sorts says, I wonder if other channels who publish nasty rumours will now take their videos down. I don't know. D-Love says, it's so refreshing to have happy comments regarding the new royal baby. But like I say, welcome. I've been doing it for ever since Harry first met Meghan. I've always said that I think she was the one, and that there was something special and different. So go back and watch all my live chats. HM the King says, subscription, it's conscription. Of course. Did I say subscription? Oh my goodness. Yes, conscription. I thought I said conscription. Did I say subscription? You've been subscribed. Yes, conscription. Sometimes the brain doesn't match what comes out of the mouth. Mrs. VSN says, how does one become a moderator? I want to blast the trolls. Apply within. Fiona says, it's a long weekend here in Canada for Victoria Day on Monday to celebrate the monarch's birthday. So here's to the Queen of Canada. Yes, and I will be doing a special live chat next week on Victoria. I may even dress up. I don't know. Oh, apparently 8 o'clock tonight in the US for the Gayle King thing. Sorry if I'm skipping some. Do I think Meghan and Harry will do another interview? No, probably not. How do you become a moderator? I think I just flick a switch. Oh, hang on. Oh no, I've lost the chat. I flicked something and it went wrong. Hang on, right. I've now got some weird person dancing on my screen. Let's go back and find the live chat. Although I will lose my place now in the live chat. I think all I do... Right, I get it. I just click your name and make you a moderator. Actually, that's all that happens. Let's put it onto live chat again. Now, sorry, I have lost my place and it will not let me go back up. I am stuck now on there. So the highest comment I can go up is Nefeta Pri, who said she did not have a cesarean and was walking 2 days later. Cesarean is major surgery. So if you've typed something and I've missed it and it was really important or really good, please do type it again. Patricia says cesarean section is a major surgery, so Harry would not be there. No husband would be there. It's considered a trauma major surgery. Okay, I did not know that. Wouldn't even be up the top end. I know they do it with the kind of the screen up. I'm sure I've seen people support their partners supporting in cesarean, but who knows? Stephanie A. Dory says, some people dislike harmony in any form. Sometimes we have to ignore ugliness. Other times we must remove the ugliness. Rose says, I believe the Instagram channels by the royals should be enough and they will be accurate. James Med4 says, Doria has handled herself impeccably. I believe so too. Coco says, Diana did not have a cesarean. She had stitches, which most women get after birthing. Oh, I heard something about that she had a cesarean. Gemma says, in the US, the husband is right there holding your hand. I thought that too. Yeah, I thought the husband could be in the room. I mean, I don't think they'll be down the other end, not down that business end, but I think they'd be up top. Anne Lewis says, Meghan and Harry are installing tall trees to block unwanted views from Frogmore Cottage. Well, yes, because there are some gaps in trees where you can get images. So it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if they didn't try and screen that off with some planting. And they are doing it at Kensington Palaces for the Cambridges too, you are correct. Where they land the helicopter, it's open to the public, you can see. So that they have planted a new hedge, which will take a few years to grow, but anyway. Christine says, I have predicted everything Harry and Meghan for the last 2 years. I've done my best, I really have. And yeah, most of the things I've kind of got right. Oh, have I missed Dee Dee's donation? I've missed it because I have no idea even how much it was. But thank you so much for your donation, if you made one. I'm so sorry I've missed it. It just skipped all the way down. So thank you so much. I will have to go and look at it later. So Monday is Victoria Day in Canada, says Lady Buckingham. 600 are watching now. My goodness. Hello to everyone if you're watching. Live, Love and Laugh says Meghan did not look comfortable at all walking. I felt, yeah, I mean, she did have that post-baby. Can it be described as a waddle? I don't know. But that walk, she did do it. Understandably, she was doing that walk. But she looked amazing. I loved the outfit. Her hair was all done nice. And I think it was just the right way for them to do it for them. And it all worked out good. So there we go. Okay, lots of people saying that their husbands were there for a C-section. Yeah, I would agree with Annette. It was a happy swagger. HM the King says, I had my son 2 weeks ago and I was allowed in the room. Well, it was a home birth and it was my bedroom, so hardly surprising. Idalina says, it would be nice if Doria moved to the UK. She would be beside her daughter and her newest grandchild, Archie. And she can do yoga in the UK. She could, but it would have to be a decision that she would want to make herself. I don't think anyone should be pushing her or forcing her. She is her own person. She is her own woman. It would be nice. I think most people in the UK would be happy if she did, but it's entirely up to her. It's her decision. Oh, I am not watching One Born every minute. No. No. Hello to Janice. Okay, just skipping up. Okay, lots of talk about C-sections. Catherine says, I read a CNN Real Journalist report that said one of Will's children's birth certificates was typed, not handwritten. It was either... Oh, it was Louis. It was typed because there was criticism of the registrar's handwriting for Charlotte, so that it was unreadable. So it was typed, but William did actually sign it. He hand signed it, whereas Harry's is hand printed, and that's where there was a bit of fuss about. Robin says, based on Prince Harry's announcement, you can tell he witnessed a natural birth. He was still mesmerised by what he witnessed. Oh my goodness, more like stunned. I hope he kept away from that business end. No business being up in your business. What's up with the sound? I have no idea. Is there a problem with sound? Sorry if it's unsynced. I'm not in sync. Bye. No, I am not in sync, probably. I don't know. We'll have to put up with it. I can't do anything about it. It's out of my hands. You'll have to pretend it's one of these dodgy lip syncing dubbing things. Idalina says, whether you're a celebrity or a royal, they're all human just like us. They deserve their privacy and they also deserve to live a normal life. The paparazzi chasing them all the time. It was not right what they did flying over and taking those photographs. That is for sure. Annette says, I've already read some nasty comments about the Brits having to pay for Doria too. Quotes, if she moved to the UK, I don't think Duchess Meghan would want her mother to go through the tabloid shredder. Well, I mean, Doria is a private person, so they can definitely say that any intrusion on Doria is, you know, against her privacy. She is a private individual. And to be honest, it's no concern of anybody's what and how and who Harry and Meghan choose to spend their own money on. Let's not forget, Meghan is independently wealthy before she married Harry. Harry is independently wealthy. They have a lot of money between them to be able to, you know, maybe fix Doria up with a home and that's secure and private. So, and let's not forget, you know, Doria can take care of herself as well. You know, she can still do yoga and all that to earn a bit of a crust coming in, you know. So I don't believe that it would be picked on like that, but I'm sure some nasty people will talk. Sorry about the sound issues. I have no idea what to do to fix it. If I start fiddling around, it will just make a mess. Unless maybe, okay, I'll have one little go. I'll mute it and then see if it comes back in when I unmute it. So, okay, I've muted it and unmuted it. Has that fixed it? If it hasn't, I'm just going to leave it because I can't do any more. Duchess Mariah says, Meghan has 5-inch pumps in, walking on the carpet after giving birth. Yes, can't be helped. She'd walk a little gingerly, more than likely. Gemma says the problem is generalizations. If it happens one way for someone doesn't mean it's got to happen that way for Meghan. I agree. All different. No pregnancy, birth, or baby is the same. Totally agree. Apparently sound is fine now. HM the King says, go back to the kitchen and get into the sink. I'm in sync. Woohoo! Bye, bye, bye. Marcilia says, the doctor doesn't usually allow the father at the business end. Well, thank goodness for that. Poor Harry. Robin says, so sorry, Prince Harry was on the business. We don't know. I'd love to ask him if he was on the business. Someone needs to ask him if he was on the business end. Artist Victoria says, I thought royals were not allowed to sign documents that will be seen by the public due to forgery. No, we all know what, for example, the Queen's signature looks like, and they sign guest books and all kinds of things. DC says, I got here late and I love the crown or tiara. It's amazing. Thank you to Cat Lover again, who donated this beautiful replica Queen Elizabeth aquamarine tiara. Isn't it stunning? It's stunning, honey. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. And it's going back on my head. There we go. I'll wear it a little bit up. There we go. So you can maybe see it a bit better. Beach Day says, I think we keep Doria, you guys get the Markles. No, we're not having them. Banned. They're banned like avocados. Banned. Auntie D says, hello, Duchess had her own money. She did indeed. I've already said that. Oh, Annette, no, not the business end. Oh, no. Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe he was brave. Okay, sound is good, people are saying. There we go. Carol says, you're right. It's no one's business that that's Meghan's mother. If she wants her to stay there and she pays for her while she's there, whose business is it? And again, like I say, you know, the only thing Meghan and Harry may have to just slightly help with in terms of cost is probably somewhere to stay. If not, I mean, there may even be somewhere to stay at Frogmore. They may have a granny flat or whatever. But accommodation in the UK is typically more expensive than the US. So if Doria sold, I mean, I don't know if Doria owns her property or whether she rents. I don't know. But, you know, property in the UK is notoriously expensive, and Windsor is an expensive area. So they may have to help Doria out if she was to move to the UK in purchasing somewhere to live, either in Windsor or by allowing her to stay somewhere on the estate, maybe in a cottage, maybe in a staff cottage of her own. Who knows? But property in the UK is very expensive, so I can see them having to help with that. However, in terms of an income, she can still do yoga. I mean, I'm sure if she set up something to do with yoga in Windsor, she'd be fully booked, I can well imagine. So she'd be making her own money. Debbie Deb says, do you think that Meghan and Harry will be having another child soon, by the time of the next Invictus Games next year? Well, let's get this baby birthed and churched first. So, I mean, it's hard to tell whether they'll go through it again. I think I'd like to see 2, but we really don't know. We'll have to wait. Leave that up to them. Yes, Charles and Camilla's visits this week. All of the royal family did visits, and I am so sorry that I have not been able to cover all of them. In fact, I even have a list of engagements I need to catch up on. It's been crazy. I mean, the Duke of York's been out, the Earl of Wessex has been out, Sophie's been out, Princess Royal's been out. They've all been out. So, hang on. Let me just bring something up that I've already got going. So I've read, I did a video on the birth certificate itself, so I'm not even gonna kind of go there. But let me just zoom down a little bit. We did see, of course, the first garden party of the season at Buckingham Palace. There are always 3 at Buckingham Palace and 1 at the Palace of Holyrood House in Holyrood week, and the Queen goes up. The Duke of York attended a lunch hosted by former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. So there was that engagement, which I need to catch up on. There were so many. The Earl of Wessex met over 200 Duke of Edinburgh Award participants taking part in skills workshops as part of Royal Visit Slovenia. So again, Royal Visit Slovenia happened, which I need to catch up on. What I'm planning on doing is perhaps putting all of these engagements in one video, which will be kind of like an extended video of what happened, like a royal catch-up video. So hopefully get that done tomorrow, seeing as I don't have a live chat, although, like I say, I will be watching Eurovision. Let's see what else happened. There were investitures as well. Charles did an investiture where he knighted Andy Murray. So arise, Sir Andy Murray, of course, tennis. The Duke of Gloucester was also out, and he attended a series of royal engagements in Bedford this week, visiting the Bedford School, St Mary's Church, and Wardown House. So again, that's another engagement that I need to catch up on. There's quite a few. So I'm just skipping through a few. The Earl of Wessex continued his visit, where he also went to North Macedonia. So again, I am going to catch up on those. There's a little bit of interesting information, actually, about a footprint which is supposed to be Henry VIII's as well at St James's Palace. So again, I don't know if that's true, but it's rumoured to be. Earl of Wessex also went to Croatia as part of that visit. And the Duke of York joined the Grenadier Guards as they rehearsed for Trooping the Colour. So, of course, he will be riding this week. Now, where's the other information? Prince William also gave a speech for United for Wildlife, which I did print the... Not print, I posted the video of that. There's been so much going on. Let's just skip down. And Camilla, let me see. Just going up a little bit. Let's find the right page. Hang on. The Duchess of Cornwall carried out official engagements in East Sussex. Her Royal Highness first visited the Charleston Trust to open the restored barns and view galleries following completion of the Charleston Centenary project. So there was a whole load of engagements following that as well. So just literally so much going on. At the Fortnum's Food and Drink Awards, the Prince of Wales was presented with the special award in recognition of his commitment to supporting food and farming communities in the UK. So he also did that as well. There was so much going on that I'm going to put them all, I think, in one big video to kind of catch up. Let's just skip all the way down to the bottom. Hey, Tim the King says, print, don't think you were old-fashioned. When does mine arrive in the post? I meant post. Juliet says, more Duke of York, please. I was in love with Randy Andy back in the 80s. I think most people were. He was rather dashing. Live, Love and Laugh says, Frogmore Cottage has 5 bedrooms, so sure Doria could live there if she wanted to. Well, I mean, there is also that thing of, you know, space. And yes, it would be lovely, I'm sure, to have Doria come to stay. But Harry and Meghan, I think, need their own space. And Doria also needs her space as well, for independence and all the rest of it. Carol's informed me that she does own her own home in California. Well, I am sure that whatever it's worth, it probably wouldn't buy anywhere near the amount that in the UK, because I've looked the other way around, and literally for what houses cost here in my hometown, in America, you can get like a detached 4-bedroom house with a pool, you know, big rooms, garage, the lot, like a massive house that you can only get like, that would be like a 2-bedroom tiny weeny thing here in the UK. So I'm imagining she'd need a little bit of extra to get something decent here in the UK. I agree. Doria does not need to be taken care of. She has a high degree and a house that if she sells, millions, would it? I have no idea how much her house would be worth. But if it's like ones I've looked at, it's like, well, I don't know. Can someone let me know how much would you estimate her house would be worth? If it's millions, then she could get somewhere very nice here in the UK. Mrs. R said there was a new portrait unveiled of the Duke of York. I am going to do videos on those too. Lady Buckingham says, I like Mod Squad. It does sound good. And yes, more Princess Anne. Princess Anne is fabulous. 610 watching, apparently. Let's have a look. Just skipping through a few. Flossenlogger Payne says the Fortnum and Mason Award was well deserved, but Charles did point out that it was a chunk of plastic. Yes, damp squib, I think. But I'm sure he's not going to put it in the sea. H.M. the King says, Lady, are your intentions to dethrone me? I'll let you keep your head. Rose says, I thought all the royals looked elegant and dignified at the garden party. Prince Charles seems more relaxed as of late. I think he is. Oh no, Kathy G, not that channel. Has a number of specials. Oh, Lifetime. I thought you meant the YouTube channel. Wires crossed. Arnold Sanders says, always liked Andy. He served in the Falklands. Lady Buckingham says, never Jamie again, love you. Live Love and Laugh says, you should read the entire comment. Oh, what did I miss? Sorry if I've missed something. Oh, Vinnie Blair has leftover elderflower cake for your celebration this Sunday. Froze it for a year. Send me a piece. Ms. Nandi says, I live in Southern California. My good friend lives in View Park, where Doria lives. Oh, give me the tea. How much are houses there? How much are homes? Let me know. Elder Poodle says, I believe I need a black velvet Victorian coat. Oh, yes. I would love one, please. Janet says, houses are very expensive in California. Okay. Maybe it's worth more than what I thought then. Arnold says, yes, $1 million. Okay, well, if Doria can sell for $1 million, then she'd be quite happy. They can definitely get a really nice townhouse in Windsor for, 800,000. For $1 million, you can get something really nice. So yeah, I mean, she'd be sorted. If she could sell it for $1 million, she'd be okay. Samantha said, oh, yeah, look on Zillow. It will give an estimate of what it's worth. Miss Nandi says View Park is a very exclusive area of Los Angeles. Okay. In that case, then she'd be sorted here in the UK because you can get a very nice home for that amount. So I take it back. H.M. the King says Andy has shown too much of himself to the press. Maureen says in LA they call anything under 4 million a teardown. Oh my goodness, really? Oh, 4 million. You could get quite a lot here for 4 million. You could buy a stately home for 4 million. Miss Nandi says homes in View Park, Windsor Hills area of Los Angeles are in the 1 to 2 million range. Wow, I was not expecting that. So in that case, she could get something very nice indeed. Thank you for giving me the information. Magna says, read somewhere she inherited her place from her mother, so it could be that the value has gone up a lot. Oh, yeah. I mean, if it was an inherited property, then yeah, definitely. DC says, many places online have estimated Doria's net worth at about $900,000. Woohoo! I mean, that's a lot. She could definitely get something very nice. Cat Lover says, as a cat lover, you should acknowledge that. Oh, yes, I was going to. Yes, I was going to. Oh my goodness. Oh, I mean, I'm not giving the cat a black fan flat, but obviously black being the color. Poor angry cat. You know the cat that was really famous on YouTube with the sad expression. He's passed away. Oh my goodness, poor angry cat. So rest in peace, poor angry cat. But he brought joy and joy to millions and millions and millions and millions of people around the world. So let's just say thank you to Angry Cat and recognize his life and his existence, and his legacy will live on. His grumpy legacy will live on forever. So did I say Angry Cat? I mean Grumpy Cat. His legacy will live on forever. Samantha says, but what is $1 million US compared to... Oh, $1 million US would probably be something like... something like 750 to 800,000 pounds, that kind of thing. Hitting the King says 1 to 2 million is what the Queen usually finds down the back of her couch. Oh, it's just small change. Piano Smile says, what is a 2-bedroom home in your neck of the woods? A 2-bedroom home here you could pick up for round about £100,000, which is probably $140,000, that kind of price, maybe. Elderly Pilgrim says, I will trade anyone for a cottage in England for my Southern California home near the coast. Better gardening. Yes, gardening is fabulous here. Mary says, love your channel. I am from the USA and is delighted with your blog, and I've recommended your channel to some of my friends. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work and your professionalism. Thank you. Oh, Vinny's off. Have fun at work. Right. Yes, rest in peace, Grumpy Cat. H.N. the King says, who is Grumpy Cat? We aren't still talking about Samantha Markle, are we? No more Markle debacles. Grumpy Cat was 7 years old. Yeah, I mean, that is quite early. I mean, my cats are older than Grumpy. Right, I'm just skipping through a few. Lots of people sending their condolences to Grumpy Cat's owners. I know, poor old Grumpy Cat. Idalina says, I think I'm moving to England and tell in my house. Although Brian rents my greenhouse for free. He just takes it. He squats. Duchess Mariah says this has probably already been talked about, but I'm glad no one leaked when Meghan was at the hospital. They totally... Oh, honey, they fooled you. They did. They fooled everyone. Nefeta says if Doria inherited the house, it would have been from the father. Okay. Lady Buckingham says, I'm moving to Shropshire and living in a greenhouse and sleeping in a basket, just like Brian. Oh no, Grumpy Cat had medical issues. Poor Grumpy. Poor Grumpy. But he will live on forever on the platform of YouTube. Okay. Catherine says, I love your new paddle. Thank you. I can write out whatever I want on these paddles. In fact, I have a plain one here, and I'm not quite sure what I should write on it. It's blank, look. What should I write? I don't know. I don't know. To suggest me a new paddle, and I will write one out. Hey, the King says, gazebos are illegal in Shropshire. They are not. It's all lies. It's fake news. Gina says you'll have to fight Brian for that cozy spot. I've got a baloney one. I've got baloney. Baloney, sir. It's there. I need a new paddle. Suggestions on a postcard. Oh, you like the meat mallet, said Jessica. I like the. I should bring back the meat mallet. But someone told me it was too much. Magna says it looked like Dory was freezing in the photo with the royals all bundled up in a shawl. For a Californian girl, it must be very cold and wet in the UK. I did love that shawl though. I'm sure the Queen may gift her a Hermes scarf. Maureen says the outdated tiny one-bedroom condo I'm renting right now, my landlord bought for $180,000 2 years ago, and it's not been renovated since, but built in the late 70s. Wow, that's a lot for something that's not been renovated. Doing it for Doria. I could say Doria. Something about Doria. Doria. No, I can't think of something. No. I started to write something and it just looked silly. Living for the shawl completely. Gloria Fedoria. Gloria Fedoria. Yes, I'm liking that one. Karen says Doria can't just move to the UK, can she? Wouldn't she need to become a citizen? I think you could get like a residence permit thing. I mean, there are ways and means, but yeah, I mean, she could try to become a British citizen if she wanted to. But there are ways and means. Doria in the Gloria having some euphoria. Where am I? They're outside. They're outside because when I start bringing all my set together, they like to just go off. So I normally let them in after, and they'll kind of be ready almost now to come in. Elizabeth Regina says Karen, she could come for 6 months at a time. Also, must buy a health insurance. Well, like it's always been, really. Oh no, it's an EEE. Kendra M says I work in the NHS. The overseas people have to pay after A&E, but A&E is free. But how do they charge them? Is there like how do they charge them? They would certainly get treated. If you had an accident or whatever, you would just get treated. Um, read how it works. Read how what works. Sing a song of Gloria to the backing of U2 song Gloria. Sharon Walsh says you get charged for ambulance now up to 1,000. But I did not know you. How do they? How do they take the money? There is no tills. Like how do you actually pay? Oh no, I agree. She can't go officially on the NHS, but they wouldn't refuse treatment. Gemma says, I'd like to move to the UK just for the infertility coverage. My insurance doesn't cover it. Eighteen the King says, the walk up while the lie in bed with a machine, debit, or credit card, mum. Do they send a bill? Who to? Just skipping something for a minute. There we go. It was telling me something weird on my screen. Nefeta Pri says, in the US, they must treat you, but you receive a bill. And hello to Mother of the Drummers. They ZSLE, how do you pronounce your name? Says, I like to move to the UK so that my Pommy kids can get to know their heritage. Right. Elizabeth Regina, I know what you're saying is probably true in terms of what it says. But believe me, there have been so many stories in the UK press about them not actually following these rules. It says it. They have a policy in the NHS on all of this, but it's not always taken up. There's been so many stories about people just coming over, getting free treatment, or coming over being ill and having treatment, and there has been no bills and no payment. Mrs. B says, I'm having surgery in July. Oh no, hope it goes well. And will be responsible for 20% of your bill. Your last surgery in 2010 was nearly $20,000. Oh, my goodness. Right, I'm going to go now because I didn't really feel very hungry before this chat. So I normally have my dinner before I go on air, but I didn't. So I'm actually quite hungry now because it's now 25 to 12 in the UK and PM, obviously, and I'm hungry. So I'm going to go, I'm going to pack away, have some dinner, and then obviously get very, very excited for Eurovision tomorrow. So I may, like I said, do a little bit of live streaming on my other channel, not this channel, on my other channel. If not for the actual performance show, maybe for when Madonna's performing, so I can get a reaction to that, or maybe even at the results. I don't know, but I will probably do some kind of live streaming on Eurovision night. So I hope you can join me on there. So do go and subscribe to Elliot's British Life. The link is or should be in the description below. So if you have enjoyed this week's chat, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media and also hit that notification bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. So from me in Shropshire, mwah, to you all, have a good week and goodbye.